What is going on, everybody? RDG Ricky here. Once again, otra vez más, una vez más, I'm back. This time, we're going to talk about, once again, this 2017 Astros sign-stealing scandal. Before we begin, though, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, I love doing this. Subscribe to me. Come follow me. Let's talk some sports, man. We talk everything here. I'm going to talk everything, break it down for you, give it to you in a funny way you guys like to hear it. But you know what? Let's get back to the topic now. It makes me sick, absolutely sick, to hear some of the things that I've heard today and I've read today from this scandal that has occurred. Now, I posted a video a few days ago, last week, and I kind of said, I did say I'm not going to back talk on what I said. I'm not going to backtrack. But I did specifically say, big deal. Everybody's probably trying to find a way to enhance their performance individually or as a team as a whole in general. Okay? I'm not backing down from that. But it's still, to hear some of the things that went down, it's sickening to me, to be honest. It fucks with the integrity of the game. And it just fucks everything up. And then it leaves you thinking, like, what else? What else is occurring out there? So as you've seen come out today, the repercussions handed out to the Astros organization were as follows. Jeffy Boy, I call him Jeffy Boy. I don't know. I'm just calling him Jeffy Boy. Fuck it. Jeff Liren, the general manager, and AJ Hinch. It was first reported that they were suspended for the 2020 season without pay. Without pay, that's anybody without pay. I mean, you think that's kind of, They fined the organization $5 million. I don't know. I mean, to a $1 billion organization, you may not think that's not much, but hey, that's $5 million they can invest and go towards a player. Also, the Astros were forfeited their first and second round picks of 2020 and 2021. Now that can be a little bit tough. I mean, especially if you're an organization that lacks prospects in the farm system, that is something that can really hurt your future. It could, potentially. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess the way this all started, I can summarize. 2 months, according to reports in this article I was reading, 2 months into the season, 2017 season, there's a group of players, and that group was led by Carlos Beltran, because at the time he played for the Houston Astros. So he was, so to speak, the leader of the players. So him and Cora, they tasked themselves with finding ways to decode signs and in a way to, but man, the way they did it, they went above and beyond a ridiculous way. I mean, to sit there and put cameras in such a way that you can sit there and you can see what the catcher is doing and putting down, and then you proceed to use fucking massagers, you bang on trash cans, and you make noise to help your batters out and let them know what pitch is coming. I mean, holy smokes. It's one thing to decode it yourself. It's one thing to say, hey, or you tell your batter, you tell somebody, hey, I think this guy's tipping his pitches. There's these different signs he's giving out that makes it seem as if, hey, this is when he does this is coming. That's normal practice. That happens all the time. I mean, to be honest, you'd be doing your team a disservice if you didn't notice something and didn't try to help your team to gain a competitive advantage. But that's doing it the normal way, the way it's meant to be in baseball. Not by the use of recording devices, advanced technology, handheld devices, watches, whatever you may be. That is cheating. That is above and beyond. That's ridiculous that you go to that point, especially when you have a very talented team. Very talented. There was absolutely no reason for that. So Alex Cora was heavily involved. He was pretty much the leader of this whole thing. So, yeah, he was the common factor between the 2017 and 2018 ball clubs in which he was in. Obviously, 2017, he was the bench coach, for those that don't know, for the Houston Astros. And then he is currently, I don't know how much longer, he is the Red Sox skipper. So, and I'm going to get into where fault falls and everything. And this is where I start to get a little bit heated I'm going to toot my own shit. I think I'm a decent person. You think? I mean, I don't know. You ask my wife, she might bust my balls. She might tell you something different, but that's just her trying to get at me. But I like to say I'm a decent person with some values, some morals. I like to think anyways. So, when questioned about this, the GM just, in my opinion, when something like this occurs, and everybody that was involved is guilty as hell. From the players all the way to the top. From the Untouchables all the way to the Kings. The Untouchables, listen, don't take this wrong. The Untouchables, what I'm saying, I'm using the caste system, but I know it's bad comparison. But the players are on the bottom of the food chain, whereas the owners and the executives are to the top. You catch my drift, all right? So they should all take blame. They all participated, especially since reports say multiple times that this was player-driven. Meaning these players weren't backing down from this idea. And you'd be kidding yourself if you thought if they couldn't get free advice on what was coming, you'd be stupid to think they weren't taking that advice. And if it was a way for them to gain that advantage, hell yeah, they were going to take it. I mean, there's some people out there where their moral thoughts and views may have prevented them, but I guarantee most of that team took in that extra help willingly. More than willing. Argue with me all you want. I guarantee that's what occurred. So the general manager, cop out. Says he knew nothing. Listen, he may have known nothing at all. And I'm not going to say that any of this is his fault. But as him being on the top and then AJ Hinch being on the bottom, those two should be held accountable. They run the day-to-day operations of that organization as far as the product on the field. Okay? So this is where it was occurring. And I can understand if the owner didn't know. I get it. The owner probably didn't know. All right? The owner's probably not a Jerry Jones and has his fucking gritty hands and all up in the business he probably shouldn't be. So he probably really doesn't know what's going on. But for someone like the general manager, even if he doesn't know or he was blindsided, go ahead and make your statement. Go ahead. Tell everybody you didn't know, you had no idea. It was all the players. It was AJ Hinch. Sure, you can say that. That's fine. But you being the lead of that organization right below the owners, you should take some responsibility. At least. I'm sure there was, listen, if this somebody ratted this shit out that was going on, I'm sure everyone within the organization was hearing something or found something out at some point. We'd be stupid not to think that. So the general manager, obviously, he's not a cheater. He says he knows nothing about it. Cool beans. Let's go down to AJ Hinch that did know something. The skipper. The one that I think, in my opinion, from the get-go, wasn't getting enough. He wasn't getting probed enough, or people weren't talking enough about his involvement in whatever. So according to him, he knew about it, but he didn't want to. Apparently, he didn't want to participate in it. I guess he went as far as at one point smashing a screen or a monitor because he disapproved of it so much. I bet you weren't disapproving when they were winning. I'm sure you turned the cheek once you saw your team as having success, right? You should be ashamed of yourself. 100% you should be ashamed of yourself for not owning up. Because instead it just sounds like you're dismissive. Instead of owning up for what you did. Wake the hell up, AJ Hinch. Wake up. The shit's hit the fan already. It's too late. It's curtains. And you probably just cost yourself your career in the MLB. Not that matters to me any. But you got caught with your pants down. Pull them shits up. Be a man. And let it be known. Admit it. I knew about this. But I didn't say anything about it because at the time I didn't think we were going to get caught. It's okay to admit that. Matter of fact, I will respect you more. The whole organization. Everybody will. Matter of fact, the owner said it himself. They did not go ahead and admit to what they did. And you know what? Lose respect for that. I lose respect for that. Fans lose respect for that. 100%. You knew what was going on, and you obviously did nothing to stop it. You know why? Because y'all was winning. Will I change it? Of course. Of course. I mean, it doesn't surprise me in the least bit at all. I mean, you don't have the decency to at least, once this all came to light, at least just tell everybody. Don't be stupid to our faces and make us look like a bunch of imbeciles. And just tell us the goddamn truth. You knew about it. You didn't want to do a damn thing about it. Shame on you. Shame on you. I mean, it was very player driven as well, so we can't pin the blame 100% on management. But what happens in an organization, you're a manager, you work for a company, a corporation. It doesn't matter if you didn't do it yourself. You could have trained and done whatever you would have done to that employee. If something happens that could have been prevented in your organization under your watch, you are taking the fall for it as well. That is your job. AJ Hinch, you didn't do your job. Simple. You won that chip, but it's got an asterisk next to it, and it always will. But I also see, at the other hand, some people, it's not harsh enough. It's not good enough. I don't know. What else do you want to see happen? I mean, personally, I think the penalties were good enough. Because at the end of the day, they got fired. The owner fired them. Shit can the GM, shit can the skipper. And you know what? Well deservedly so. You don't want that circus of a media frenzy surrounding your organization. Shit's already fucked. You don't want to fuck it up any more than it already is. I mean, right now it's damage control. But what else do you want to see done? In my opinion, AJ Hinch will never see a managerial position, or I don't even believe any position at any professional baseball level whatsoever again. You can't trust the guy. The guy was part of a scandal that's crazy. Probably the second craziest next to the steroid era, when we found out about it. The GM, good luck. He might get a cop-out, I'm not sure, but good luck still. It still happened under his watch. An organization that he was a part of. It still happened under him. I've even heard people comments of, strip the title. That's what I want to see. That's fine. Strip the title. That's cool. But we all know who won the chip that year, man. What is stripping the title going to change? You're going to rewrite history now? Are we going to award it to the opposing team now? Listen, man. Do what you want. You know what? Matter of fact, if you want to, put an asterisk next to it. I'm okay with that. But stripping the title, that ain't going to do shit at this point. The damage is done. Put an asterisk. You guys can talk about it all you want for the rest of your lives. Put an asterisk next to it. It won't change a damn thing, man. They were the champs at that time. Let's just agree to disagree. They were a good team no matter what. They didn't need to cheat. They just found a way, an abstract way to do it. And it's unfortunate that it happened. And it sucks because today is a black eye, once again, for Major League Baseball. And any credibility that may have been gaining after the steroid era goes once again. It does. It sucks. It really does suck. Especially for, I don't know, baseball is not gaining popularity amongst the younger generation. By the way, for y'all that say baseball sucks, you suck. Baseball is a great sport. There is nothing like it. I'm not going to go into it. I could put a whole video about baseball. I could talk here for hours about baseball, but that's besides the point. It makes baseball look bad, unfortunately. Let's turn to Alex Cora. It's been reported that he is going to receive even more severe penalties. Probably a longer suspension than AJ Hinch was handed as long as the GM. While I don't care. You call me biased all you want. Hardcore Red Sox fan. You can call me biased. But I still believe what they did in 2018 was not even on the same level as what the Astros did in 2017. Now, that does not mean that Alex Cora isn't guilty as all hell and should be reprimanded for what he did in 2017. Considering all reports are pointing that he was the leader of the mob. He's the one that spearheaded this whole thing, this whole movement. So I'm sorry, Alex Cora. I appreciate that title you gave the Red Sox in 2018. Put an asterisk next to it if you want, whatever. Nobody was going to beat those 2018 Red Sox either. You can say what you want. I don't care what you say. Nothing you can say is going to change my mind. I would say this if I was a Red Sox fan or not. No one was going to take that team down in 2018. Simple, point blank, period. Alex Cora, buddy. Papi, te cogieron. They got you. You know, in the last video I put up about this, where I said Alex Cora is getting a lot of flack, I think deservedly so. He is getting it. But at the same time, listen, man, the best move for the Red Sox to do going forward, they're going to have to get rid of him. I think waiting for him at this point is a mistake. It's only going to bring stuff from the past. The organization will not be able to move forward if Alex Cora is still suspended and he's still under the team's payroll. They're just going to have to let him loose. Shit, this whole scandal is a perfect example of shit rolling downhill, the snowball effect. You like a fucking dung beetle. You get started from a little bit and you grow till you get a big ball of shit. So the big ball of shit is what's going on right now. Alex Cora, you're at the end of the ball of shit. You're the ribbon on the ball of shit. It's going to be time for you to go, buddy. I'm sorry. They're just going to have to. It just is what it is, man. It sucks. It sucks that you guys took it that far in Houston. It sucks you brought that over this way. You would have been fucked anyways because of 2017. It's unfortunate. Carl, one more thing I want to say. Why are we not talking about Carlos Beltran more? Why is he excused from all this? I mean, the players are just as guilty, especially since it was as player-driven as it was. Now, you got an old man in there, the guy that you should be looking up to, a veteran in the locker room, a guy that you should be looking up to. He's been doing this for so long. He shows you the way things go, and you got this guy, this type of guy. He's now leading another organization in the New York Mets. You got this guy that was very involved. Nothing's expected to happen. That's a bad look, bro. I don't care what anybody says, man. He should be just as heavily penalized. Anybody mentioned in that report should be heavily penalized, as well as any other players that had big involvement in it. They should probably get something. But at the same time, what are you going to do? Just suspend the whole team? I mean, let's just be realistic. Everybody is up in arms about this. It sucks. But you know what? Punishment was handed down. And you know what? Round of applause to the MLB. NFL, this is how you take care of shit, okay? You want something out of your game, you make some strict moves, make some strict sanctions, put it on those guys, make them pay. Make them pay. While anybody, you can argue which way or another, I can say the MLB handled this pretty damn well. They don't want this shit in their game, and they made a point of it today. They don't want this shit in their game, and they did it. I at least applaud them for doing that much. Keep the integrity of the game. Keep it up, Commish. And now you people, keep it up. Keep watching my videos. Subscribe to me. I got plenty of content every day. There's limited things for me to talk about. So like, share, let me know what you think. Let's talk some more sports, man. See y'all later.